The other day I was working on my motorcycle clutch and I realized I have a really bad tool for what I wanted to do. So that's why I got this one, digital micrometer. It's time to get serious and have a proper tool for the proper job, right? This one is accurate to 1,000th of a millimeter. And to demonstrate, I'm going to use some shims. These are shims that you use for the motorcycle. So for example, this is a 260 shim. That's a 2.6 millimeter shim. So how this tool works? First of all, you turn it on and it calibrates itself to 0, right? And it has a dial over here, which is a fast dial, and then it has a click dial over here, so you don't over tighten things, you know, like to break stuff. What you do is you roll it back, right? So I'm going to roll it back to 3 millimeters. So what you do is you put it in here, and then you crank it slowly, and then it's going to start clicking. You see? You don't crank it from here because that will be bad for it. So right now this one is 261. So this shim for my motorcycle, it's a little bit off. It's 100 out. For example, you took one out of the motor and it does not have any stems on it. So you took this one out of the motor, it does not have any stems on it. You want to know how thick it is so you could put another one in because this one is unstamped. Same procedure. You put it in here. And I took out a 2.15. So this was a 2.15. shim. Just to give you an idea how good that thing is, I'm going to zero this thing out in millimeters and I'm going to take the 215 out. This one only tells me it's 2.1. This digital caliper for the stuff that I wanted to do. This has no precision. This is a 2.3 and a 2.2 over here, see? So it's plastic 2.2 and sometimes it's 2.3 over here. So it's okay, but it's not a good way to measure things. And you cannot measure anything small like filler gauges. And for example, I'll give an example. This is a filler gauge, is calibrated to 0.04 millimeters, right? So this is a very, very thin filler gauge. This will not even notice it. It doesn't even know that it's here. But this, once you slide it in there, you could just crank it, and it's a 0.05. So this filler gauge, it's a little bit a little bit off. So it's a little bit off. Now this is a Harbor Freight filler gauge, and I doubt that it's that good. I don't really use this small filler gauge for almost anything. What I use for my motorcycle is the 18. So this is where usually the specs are, and I think this one was in spec. So I'm going to open up the caliper. So I put an 18 in there, and look, see, it's 118.7. So this tells me that this filler gauge is actually on the thicker side. So it's on the closer to 19 more than anything. 185. So it's halfway in between 185 and 119. So this is a very, very useful tool to have in the garage, and it's the type of a tool that doesn't break the bank. With this one before, I was guessing. So this one is really for simple stuff that you want to do around the garage, you know, like find out how thick a bolt is or something like that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, but yeah, I definitely recommend this tool. I really like it. It's going to be a nice acquisition for my garage. Definitely worth the money.